Top 10 Wizarding World Mysteries that were never fully explained. Welcome back to Next Chapter Audio, where we explore the most enchanting and perplexing mysteries of the wizarding world. Today we're diving into 10 magical mysteries that have kept Potterheads puzzled for years. From curious curses to hidden secrets at Hogwarts, we'll be unearthing the unsolved questions that still linger in the magical universe. So grab your wand, a butterbeer, and let's embark on this spellbinding journey through the wizarding world's most baffling enigmas. Welcome, fellow magical enthusiasts, to a journey through the corridors of the wizarding world. As we don our cloaks and brandish our wands, we dive into the top 10 wizarding world mysteries that were never fully explained. So, grab your butterbeer, settle into your comfiest armchair, and get ready to uncover the riddles that continue to bewitch us all. Number 10. How did the curse on the defense against the dark arts class work? Let's start with one of the most perplexing mysteries at Hogwarts. The curse on the defense against the dark arts, D.A.D.A, teaching position. Year after year, new professors came and went like clockwork, rarely staying more than one term. The position seemed to be jinxed. No one could keep the job. But how exactly did this curse work? The curse was placed by none other than Lord Voldemort. After being denied the D.A.D.A job twice, first by Headmaster Armando Dippet for being too young, and later by Albus Dumbledore, Voldemort, in true Dark Lord fashion, decided to make sure no one else could succeed where he couldn't. Out of spite, he cursed the position, ensuring that no professor would last more than a year. While we know Voldemort's curse was powerful enough to create a revolving door of teachers, the specifics of how it operated were never fully explained. Was it tied to the physical space of the classroom? Or was it something more abstract, like an invisible force that caused calamity to befall whoever dared to fill the role? We may never know the exact mechanics, but one thing's for sure. The curse succeeded in keeping the D.A.D.A class in a near-permanent state of chaos until Voldemort's defeat. Number 9. Why can't magic fix eyesight? In the magical world of Harry Potter, where wands are like extensions of one's hand, you'd think fixing eyesight would be as simple as a flick of the wrist. But for some reason, it's not that straightforward. Despite all the wonders we see in the wizarding world, magic seems to have its limits, particularly when it comes to the complexities of the human body. Sure, we've seen regrow broken bones in a night, and potions that heal in an instant. But when it comes to something as common as eyesight, like Harry's need for glasses, or even Dumbledore's iconic half-moon spectacles, magic just can't seem to do the trick. It's almost like the wizarding world's version of saying, sorry, we don't support that feature. Even with all the miraculous magical cures available, there are still things like eyesight that even the most powerful spells or potions can't mend. It leaves us wondering, why can they regrow bones overnight, but can't cure a bit of nearsightedness? Number 8. What is the veil, and why hasn't it been destroyed? The veil, one of the most cryptic and haunting elements in the wizarding world. Tucked away in the Department of Mysteries, this mysterious archway is like a magical Pandora's box, leaving fans to wonder what lies beyond. We all remember the heartbreaking moment when Sirius Black falls through the veil during the battle at the Ministry. One second he's fighting bravely, and the next, he's gone. No return, no goodbyes, just a sudden disappearance into the unknown. But here's the real head-scratcher. Later on in Deathly Hallows, Harry uses the Resurrection Stone to briefly reunite with Sirius. So does the veil lead to death, or is it some kind of bridge between worlds? Even more puzzling, why hasn't the veil been destroyed? If it's so dangerous, why is it still standing in the Ministry of Magic? Until J.K. Rowling offers more insight, we're left pondering its secrets. One thing is for sure, the veil's enigma is one of the wizarding world's greatest unsolved mysteries. Number 7. Why couldn't Harry see Thestrals before year 5? Thestrals, those eerie skeletal winged creatures that most students at Hogwarts can't see, except for a select few like Luna Lovegood. They're haunting and mysterious, and they make quite the impression. But here's the puzzling part. Why couldn't Harry, the boy who lived, see them until his 5th year at Hogwarts? Harry faced unimaginable loss when his parents died, not to mention witnessing Cedric Diggory's tragic death in Goblet of Fire. So why did it take so long for him to see these spooky equines? It turns out, according to J.K. Rowling, there's more to seeing Thestrals than just witnessing death. It's about fully understanding and processing that loss. When Harry's mother died, he was only a baby. Even though he technically witnessed her death, as a 1-year-old, he didn't have the emotional capacity to grasp the gravity of it. It wasn't until Cedric's death in Goblet of Fire, when Harry was older and truly understood what it meant to lose someone, that the Thestrals finally became visible to him in his 5th year. So while Harry had seen death before, it's the emotional comprehension that unlocks the ability to see these ghostly creatures, a layer of magic wrapped in grief. Number 6, was there really no way for Harry not to participate in the Triwizard tournament? The Triwizard tournament, where students risk life and limb for eternal glory, or at least a shiny trophy. But let's not forget, Harry Potter was too young to even participate. The poor guy didn't even sign up, yet somehow he found himself as the 2nd Hogwarts champion. Talk about magical misfortune. Harry had zero interest in competing. He had enough on his plate with Dark Lords lurking and potion classes to survive. But as fate, or rather the Goblet of Fire, would have it, his name was somehow drawn, throwing him into a deadly contest he wanted no part of. Now you'd think someone like Dumbledore could just wave his wand and say, "Nope, not happening." But no. Apparently, magical contracts are as binding as a faulty zipper on dress robes. Once the goblet chose him, Harry was stuck, no matter the fact that he hadn't entered his name. Even Dumbledore couldn't untangle him from the magic at play. To make matters worse, Barty Crouch Sr., under the Imperious Curse, had the final say in enforcing the rules. So Harry had no choice but to roll up his sleeves and grab his broomstick and take on the Triwizard tournament thanks to a bit of magical mishap and a twist of fate. At Hogwarts, even the paperwork can land you in mortal danger. Number 5. What school do wizards go to before they turn 11? The pre-Hogwarts years. Before our beloved witches and wizards strut into the hallowed halls of Hogwarts at age 11, the question is, where do they go for those early years of education? According to J.K. Rowling, there are 2 main paths for young magical kids. The first option, they attend Muggle primary schools, blending in with non-magical kids, all the while trying not to accidentally turn pencils into porcupines during math class. Imagine being a young wizard trying to keep your magic under wraps while learning your ABCs. Talk about a challenge. If that doesn't sound ideal, there's a second option. Home education. For families like the Weasleys, this meant that Mrs. Weasley took on the role of teacher for her mischievous brood of red-headed rascals. You can almost picture it, Ginny, Fred, and George, brewing up trouble while learning the basics of magic right in their cozy burrow kitchen. So before Hogwarts, wizarding children either sharpen their skills quietly among muggles or enjoy a magical homeschooling experience, courtesy of mom and dad. Either way, they're prepared to dazzle the world when that Hogwarts letter arrives. Number 4. Why didn't the Basilisk's bite destroy the Horcrux in Harry? The curious case of Harry Potter's encounter with the deadly Basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets. It's one of those magical mysteries that keeps fans wondering. Why didn't the Basilisk's venom destroy the Horcrux hidden inside Harry? Let's set the scene. Harry facing down the monstrous Basilisk with only a phoenix, a sorting hat, and the sword of Gryffindor at his side. It's intense. But here's the big question. After being bitten by the Basilisk, shouldn't the venom, which can destroy Horcruxes, have wiped out the bit of Voldemort's soul inside Harry? The answer lies in the timely intervention of Fawkes, Dumbledore's loyal phoenix. Fawkes' tears, renowned for their magical healing properties, saved Harry from certain death. But here's the twist. J.K. Rowling revealed in 2015 that for a Horcrux to be destroyed, its container must be irreparably damaged. Fawkes' tears healed Harry's body before the venom could do lasting harm, which means the Horcrux got a free pass. So, instead of the Horcrux being destroyed, Harry and Voldemort's hidden soul fragment got a magical rescue, courtesy of some very powerful phoenix tears. A close call indeed. Number 3, how is Mad-Eye Moody's eye so powerful? Mad-Eye Moody's magical eye. Now that's one extraordinary piece of wizarding equipment. If you've ever wondered how that remarkable ocular device manages to outwit even the sneakiest magical mischief makers, you're not alone. Moody, the legendary and battle-hardened Auror, lost his original eye in the line of duty. But instead of settling for a standard magical replacement, he opted for something far more powerful, a kind of magical super eye that could put any wizarding gadget to shame. Yet, the true origins of this wondrous eye remain as mysterious as Moody himself. What we do know is that Moody's eye is no ordinary prosthetic. It's enchanted to do things beyond the realm of regular magic, like swiveling independently, seeing through walls, doors, and even Harry's invisibility cloak. And it has a remarkable ability to detect magical traps and hidden enchantments faster than a spell can be cast. It's almost as if Moody's eye is constantly on high alert, scanning for anything suspicious. Though the precise enchantments behind its creation are never fully explained, one thing's for sure. It's the ultimate magical multitasker. Think of it like having a Marauder's map permanently installed in your eye socket. Moody's got every angle covered, literally. Number 2, why didn't other countries help fight Voldemort? As the Battle of Hogwarts raged on and Voldemort's power reached terrifying new heights, one big question remained. Why didn't other countries step in to help Harry and the gang take down the Dark Lord? After all, Voldemort's ambitions weren't exactly limited to Britain. His rise to power posed a global threat to the magical world. So why didn't wizards from other nations get involved? Well, for starters, the wizarding world can be pretty territorial. Just because someone could apparate across continents doesn't mean they're ready to jump into every magical conflict. Each wizarding community prefers to handle its own dark lords and deadly curses, keeping their internal struggles, well, internal. But it's not just about pride or self-reliance. Wizarding politics are trickier than the naughtiest wand. The International Statute of Secrecy plays a huge role here. This law, which keeps the magical world hidden from muggles, is like a global non-disclosure agreement. The thought of explaining a full-scale magical war to muggle governments or staging an international wizarding invasion, not exactly easy to pull off. So while we might have dreamed of a united wizarding front, with witches and wizards flying in from every corner of the globe to help fight Voldemort, the reality was far more complicated. In the end, Harry and his friends had to take on the Dark Lord themselves, armed with courage, loyalty, and a whole lot of Patronus power. Number 1. Why didn't Peter Pettigrew always appear on the Marauder's map? The Marauder's map, arguably the niftiest magical artifact at Hogwarts. It reveals every footstep, every hidden corridor, and all the comings and goings within the castle. Yet one burning question has haunted us for years. Why didn't Peter Pettigrew, disguised as Scabbers the Rat, always appear on the map? Fred and George Weasley, Masters of Mischief, spent years using the Marauder's map and never noticed a certain someone named Peter Pettigrew constantly hanging out with their little brother, Ron. It seems impossible they'd miss such a glaring detail. I mean, these are the twins who could spot a prank opportunity a mile away. Surely they'd notice a suspicious name popping up. So what gives? Perhaps the Weasleys were just too preoccupied with their next grand invention. Or maybe they simply didn't care to check Ron's constant companion. Or, more mysteriously, perhaps the map itself, crafted by none other than Peter Pettigrew and his fellow Marauders, had a few hidden quirks. Was it possible that Peter, as one of the map's creators, had found a way to stay under its radar? Either way, it's a mystery worthy of even Hermione's curiosity, and one we may never fully solve. And that wraps up our deep dive into the top 10 Wizarding World mysteries that were never fully explained. Even in a world full of magic, some questions are destined to remain unanswered, or maybe just waiting for the right spell to uncover them. If you enjoyed unraveling these magical mysteries with us, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more explorations into the unexplained. Thanks for tuning in to Next Chapter Audio, where the magic never ends. Until next time, stay curious.